I'm going to show you the best 5 credit limit increase hacks that put you in the best position to raise your credit limits, and I'll rank them from least to most important. Using combinations of these hacks is a huge reason why my total available credit limit sits at over $195,000 right now. And since credit utilization is critical to maintaining a great FICO score, I'm utilizing only 2% of that limit. I found some surprising examples of how powerful the last hack is at increasing your limit on any card and why it's the most used method. Also, you can download my free credit limit increase hack cheat sheet down below. The first hack is to increase your other credit card limits. If you have a $10,000 limit with one of your most used cards, then you should be actively trying to raise the limits of any of your other cards in your lineup to meet that $10,000 limit. Oftentimes, people in the credit card community will go on what's called an application spree. That means they apply for cards or credit limit increases within a short period of time, like a few weeks to a month. Just take a look at this person who requested an increase for 7 cards. Now, I wouldn't advise having this many store cards since the rewards are so dependent on you shopping at that one particular store, but it's good practice nonetheless to raise all those limits together. Here's another person raising 4 limits together, with all but one being over $10,000, and another example of someone raising 6 credit limits, with one being a Capital One Quicksilver card that's most likely bucketed. Despite that fact, they were still granted an increase there as well. You want to be mindful of any cards requiring a hard credit pull when requesting increases. Banks like Chase and US Bank will always require a hard pull when requesting manual increases, so if you're sensitive to that, you'll want to be more strategic about when you apply. It's a little known fact that credit card issuers will pull data from your previous credit limits from other banks when determining your starting limit and future limit increases. Let's think about it from the issuer's perspective. You've already shown that you can responsibly use larger limits on your other cards, so that likely makes them more inclined to match or exceed the other limits when you ask. Also, from personal experience, I've seen my limits start to match each other over time, usually between $12,000 to $15,000. So I believe that maxing out your potential limit with every bank will only work in your favor. The next great hack is finding ways to raise your income. Every credit limit increase application's first question is, what is your annual income? And the larger the number you can put in that box, the better. It's so important. Just look at a few of these examples. This person was approved for a Citi Custom Cash card with a relatively low $1,400 limit. I don't think any of you would be satisfied with that. Here's the thing, their income was just $20,000. Here's another person with an $8,000 limit this time, but their income is significantly higher at $60,000 to match that higher limit. Another person got approved for a huge $15,000 limit with FNBO, which is awesome, but wait for it. Their annual income is over $100,000. The good news is there are a few fast ways to increase your annual income specifically for applications. Every time you get a raise at work, you want to immediately update that information on your credit cards. Also, many of you have side hustles. All that income is fair game, so you'll want to add that up along with your salary to further increase your income. Here's one that I don't hear anybody talking about. You've probably heard of the concept of using other people's money. That's what you're currently doing with your credit cards. So similar to that, you can use other people's income to qualify for more of other people's money. By law, every card allows you to claim any person's income that you share money with to pay bills that's over 21 years old. All you need to have is a reasonable expectation of access to it. It's called third-party income. So if you're married or even have a roommate that you share resources with to keep the lights on, then you're free to add that income to your credit limit increase application. Many people could benefit from doing this, and there's a lot of unclaimed potential income out there right now. You should know that banks will make you submit proof of income once your credit limit approaches the $25,000 to $30,000 mark, and many credit unions like to ask for proof of income anytime an account is even opened. So you want to give real and reasonable income numbers. The bank is looking at your income and deciding how much potential debt you can afford to repay, so they're more likely to give you higher limits once they see you making more money. The next hack doesn't get used enough, and that's reallocating your credit limits. That means you'll shift some or all of your credit limit from one card, usually called a donor card, to a different card with the same credit card issuer. So if you have a Chase Freedom Unlimited card and a Chase Sapphire Preferred card, then you can take some of your Freedom credit limit and send it over to your preferred card. Take a look at this person who was approved for a Navy Federal Platinum card with a super low $1,000 limit. So to deal with that, they transferred $5,000 from their cash rewards card to their Platinum card. This person had reached their maximum exposure limit with Navy Fed, meaning the bank set a hard cap on how much credit they wanted to lend across all of their cards. So using limit reallocation was a good way to reorganize their available credit with the bank. bank. Another person was able to transfer the entire limit of $4,000 from their Discover Chrome to their new Discover It card, along with a $1,000 limit increase they were eligible for, which gave them a combined limit of $8,000. Check out this person who was able to transfer $2,000 from their Amazon Blue Business Prime to their Amex Blue Business Preferred card. Increasing your credit limit increases the bank's risk that you could default on payments. So oftentimes it's in the bank's best interest to allow you to reallocate your limits, since they don't need to extend more credit to you in that situation. Remember that reallocating limits is usually a high-level hack requiring you to call in and negotiate with customer service. Also, reallocation seems to be the best way to customize your credit limit per card when given the opportunity. If you're getting value from this, please hit the like button, and to learn more and see what cards you qualify for, I'll have links down below. The next big hack is opening up a bank account and setting up direct deposits into that bank. Using this hack is arguably the best way to establish a relationship with that bank and give a ton of positive indicators to their algorithm, which helps you increase your limits with them. This person received an increase from $20,000 to $30,000 on their Bank of America card, partly because they had an existing relationship with them and used them as their primary bank account with frequent direct deposits. Another person was approved for a $20,000 Navy Federal Platinum card while also having direct deposits set up with a checking and savings account with Navy Fed. And here's even more evidence. When first applying to Navy Fed, this person set up an everyday checking and savings account with $250 and started direct depositing $500 every 2 weeks to that account. They eventually earned a $50,000 total limit after 7 months of relationship building. This hack of relationship banking works best for credit unions, but I've seen some strong data points suggesting it works well for large commercial banks also. It's clear to me why banks like this so much. They see you using some of their best money-making products, and they know exactly how much money you have available to repay your credit card debt. Just think about how much junk mail and spam emails you get advertising huge $1,000 bonuses for bank account signups. It's currently most of the physical mail that I get, which is still so annoying, but it shows exactly how important bank account signups are for them. They make money from what they call spread, or the difference between the interest rate they pay for deposits to customers and the interest rate they receive on the loans they make to others. Plus, some accounts have fees which they also profit from. Some people make a nice part-time income just meeting direct deposit sign-up minimums every year. And absolutely the most important hack for raising your credit limit is high usage, also known as spending more money on the card. This has to be number one, and it's not even close. One person was able to 2x their Apple Card limit by spending 40 to 80% of their $500 limit for 3 months straight. Another person maxed out the bonus category in the last month on their Discover It card, which is $1,500 worth of spend, by the way, and received a $2,000 limit increase afterwards. Here's a person who spent $2,300 per month on their Apple Card, which was about 50% of their available limit, then received close to a $3,000 limit increase. Spending more just works. It's the strongest reason why banks will increase your credit limit, because banks and payment networks charge every merchant that you buy from what's called an interchange fee. That fee can be anywhere from 1 to 4% of each purchase you make. It's so significant that many speculate it's one of the credit card issuers' largest income sources. Back in 2019, a study showed that there were over 100 million credit card transactions per day, which equates to billions of dollars in interchange fees per year. Spending more on your card also has some happy side effects that banks like. It increases the odds that you'll carry a balance and pay interest, and the odds of you falling behind on payments and getting charged late fees. I increased the limits of a bunch of my cards by putting thousands of dollars of spend on them. I did this with both of my Citi Custom Cash cards, my Verizon Visa card, and my US Bank Cash Plus card this year. If spending more is a problem for you, then I can show you a few different hacks I use to increase my capital and credit limit twice in 60 days, and you can see that video right here. Thank you for watching, and you have a good one.